Because, hey, Don, and thanks for having me, because I'm pissed off. A lot of Americans are pissed off, and a lot of police officers around the country are upset because there really is a war on our cops. And a lot of police officers, Don, just like I think a lot of Americans believe that it started with Barack Obama. You go all the way back to Ferguson, Missouri. From that point forward, the last couple of years, Barack Obama has done nothing but hate on cops, accusing cops of being bad and racist. He did again, Don, a couple days ago, Minnesota.
Hang on, Congressman. When did he accuse cops of being bad and racist? A specific example.
The moment after his first and second and third statement after Ferguson said there is systemic racism, police departments in this country need to be reformed. I mean, think about that, Don.
Okay, wait a minute, but that's not
No.
But that's
a
not
black
accusing
man,
cops of being racist. He's actually pointing out the fact there is systemic racism in this country, and there are police departments that need to be reformed.
He said cops were
racist
racist
about that?
Think about this. He said cops were racist after he found out that a young black man in Ferguson, Missouri, attacked a cop. Instead of going after the young black man who attacked a cop, he criticized the cop. And Don, ever since then, ever since we've had one of these incidents, his impulse, his reflex is always to go after the cop.
Listen, if we're speaking on facts here and not emotion, so you're saying specifically that the president has never said cops are racist. You're saying that the president is saying cops are racist. Those words
Don,
never came out of his mouth. Do you have proof that he said that?
Yeah, Don, he said it again 2 days ago. When he says that there is systemic racism in the police department after the Minneapolis shooting, he's telling people on the streets that police officers are racist. Now, maybe you and I can make that distinction, but when people on the street hear the President of the United States time after time say that there is racism in police departments all over the country, man, that kind of hating leads to what you got in Dallas.
Okay, let me ask you, do you think that there is racism in police departments across the country?
I think, Don, there's racism all over America. Heck yeah.
Okay, then how is that statement wrong?
But I don't believe police departments are racist. I do not believe there's systemic racism. To say there's systemic racism, Don, means that most cops around the country are racist, or most police departments are racist. There are bad cops, there are bad Republicans and bad news anchors. But you don't condemn the entire department.
Okay, well, I'll give you...
I don't know, not having been there and not seeing all the facts, what role race played in that. But I think it's fair to say, number one, any of us would be pretty angry. Number two, that the Cambridge police acted stupidly.
Obama thinks cops are racist and stupid. It's the mantra he repeats himself. This we know. He goes to a service for slain police officers, and he's conditioned himself to couch the loss with non-police officers' losses, because Black Lives Matter. But can you imagine a black drug dealer shot because he was aiming a gun at a bunch of cops? Obama would go to his funeral and mention how cops' lives matter too? Never happened. So let's say there was a terrorist type and he was asking some people a question, and by that I mean chopping them up with an axe. Obama thinks cops are stupid, so unfeeling. This killer is lonely. Obama could have been him a few years ago. Give the terrorist a hug, and when you do, pretend you are hugging Obama.
Als Frau Künast nach den Vorfällen in Würzburg die Frage stellte, ob dieser tödliche Schuss wirklich notwendig war, war die Empörung natürlich groß. Wir als Polizei sind dafür da, Menschenleben zu retten und nicht Menschenleben zu nehmen. Aus diesem Grund haben wir neue non-letale Soft-Defense-Techniken entwickelt, mit denen wir Axtangriffen in Zukunft besser begegnen können. Meistens haben wir es bei solchen Tätern mit einsamen jungen Männern zu tun, denen keiner zuhört. Ich hab dich lieb. Diese Form der Verteidigung erfordert Mut, ist aber in über 40% aller Fälle Erfolgsversprechen.
But how do you really stop a terrorist from hacking people to death or asking questions, that is. If you want them to stop asking questions, what you do with Black Lives Matter or a terrorist is hand over your gun. That's how you do it.
Vertrauen ist das stärkste zwischenmenschliche Bindeglied. Ich lege mein Leben in seine Hände. Und damit ist das moralische Momentum.
Thankfully, Obama has taught Hillary everything he knows. So this wisdom won't be lost for the ages. Here, Obama says, hey, you know what? What happens with someone who's got an axe? He's going to kill you, right? Well, what happens if you give him a piece of wood? So Obama is issuing all police officers with blocks of wood.
Das gibt uns die Möglichkeit für ein Täuschungsmanöver. Im Notfall muss der Polizist handlungsfähig bleiben und sich auch körperlich zur Wehr setzen. Hier empfiehlt sich der Wurf mit dem Stiefel als Ultima Ratio. Dabei wird niemand schwer verletzt, aber mit etwas Glück gibt der Angreifer auf. Gewalt kann nicht die Antwort auf Gewalt sein. Vielen Dank, Frau Künast, für eine Debatte, die wir endlich führen müssen.